NBA playoffs, baseball, soccer, NHL, the Kentucky Derby. We got everything. Let's go. Welcome on into the coronation of the NYMV podcast. Your host, Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrard here on a coronation Saturday over in Old England. What's up, B?
Dude, I had no idea what the heck you were talking about, yo. When you said the coronation, I had no idea.
How could you not remember the coronation of your King Charles?
My King Charles.
Or something.
Not my king.
He ain't my king. I was very disappointed, though, that a dragon did not pop up through the floor.
Yeah, you know.
I honestly wanted that to happen. But thank you, everybody here. You guys should watch that live on YouTube, or better option, watch us live on YouTube. Here on StreamYard on YouTube, subscribe and like. We'll probably have this show longer than his reign as king, but we'll see. Well, I mean, his mom lasted a minute, so who knows? It might be a while. We're on the socials, Facebook, IG, and Twitter, maybe. And thank you, everybody, for subscribing to on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google. Everywhere you find podcasts, you will find the NY2MD podcast. So, man, may the 4th be with you. It was Star Wars week this week. Mm-hmm. I'm all happy about that. And then, of course, Revenge of the 5th was yesterday, or as what other people call it, Cinco de Mayo. As well. So we're here on this coronation Saturday, and we're about to, talk about some kings, some people who've been paid, some people who, coming up short a little bit, and then some teams that weren't crowned during the postseason, but maybe crowned during the regular season. So we have definitely a lot to talk about. But we need to get this out the way because I honestly need a break. I need a break. So let's just start with Lamar. And maybe, hopefully, I can get a week off next week. So I can't wait till we start talking about Sam Howell. That's going to be awesome. Can't wait till the Sam Howell conversations come up. How much money will pay Sam Howell in year 4?
All right, look, man, this was the top story, okay? This was the top story in the NFL in the offseason. So don't make it sound like, me talking about Lamar Jackson is some far-fetched type of thing.
No. I don't have an issue with you talking about we have to. I don't have because it's huge. I'm not saying that it's not, but it's every day. It's almost so it's I just can't wait for it to have a week off. That's all.
No, dude, let me tell you.
If it's him, Aaron, I was tired of Aaron stuff too. It's just I guess because it's so local. That's all, at least for me. But I mean, it's your team, so yeah, we got to definitely.
No,
and
dude,
honestly, it's Lamar.
Dude, I feel the same way as you, yo.
About Sam Howell?
No, about Lamar. I don't want to be talking about this. Yo, I'm so glad that after this week, we don't have to talk about this, man. Because, dude, I was telling you, I would have phone calls every week, every other day with the brother and sister, man, just trying to, figure out what this tweet meant and what this cryptic.
That was so fun. I'm sure that was fun. I mean, because especially because your siblings are hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have plenty of ideas and plenty of choice words on some days.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
So,
But nah, man, but this is a good thing. It was a celebratory day on when was the press conference? I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. And it was a
Star Wars Day. Okay.
yeah. And it was the force was with Lamar Jackson hurt because him and his mom negotiated the richest contract in NFL history based on annual salary per year. And it's truly amazing, man, because and I just want to give a nod to Lamar. I did the numbers. People said, he should have had an agent, and maybe he should have heard. But at the end of the day, after 1.5, 2 years of negotiations and a little bit of ugliness that went on, it was nice to see a press conference. Because you got to remember, the local fans, the fans here have not heard from Lamar Jackson since December 1st. So it's been literally 6 months. So it was just good having him back in the building, having him talk about, what went on, and it was just good to actually hear from him again. And nah, man, but it was good. But it was just really cool to know that this guy, without an agent, negotiated the richest contract in the NFL, and by all accounts, it was a great deal. So basically, we all knew it was $260 million a year for 5 years. But basically, this dude is going to make $80 million in year one. He had a $72 million signing bonus, which is, I think, the largest in NFL history. He has $135 million guaranteed at signing. Then next year, he has some injury guarantees that kick in, so that's $185 million. In terms of cash flow, he's going to earn $156 million in the first 3 years of the deal. So this really works out for him because, everybody thought he was trying to seek the Deshaun Watson deal, the 235 fully guaranteed, $230 million fully guaranteed. But the way this contract is structured, and I'm looking at it right now, he's going to get $156 million in the first 3 years, and he can renegotiate that. After 3 years, they're going to have to renegotiate because his cap number in the last 2 years of the contract is $74 million, right? So they're going to tear that up, restructure that, and he's going to get more guaranteed money for the next 2 years. So he's essentially going to make the Deshaun Watson money that he wants. As far as him having an agent, he saves almost $8 million in fees. So he's doing all right. And he negotiated a no trade and a no tag clause, Hurt. So look, you say what you want to say. Lamar Jackson did his thing. During the press conference, he gave a lot of credit to his mom. That was cool to see, and it was just cool, man. Lamar is a guy you really want to root for, man. I think
some people,
yeah. You see that he's a phenomenal player, but I know people judge him based on how he looks and how he talks. But the dude is a very savvy businessman, man. And it was funny because they were asking him, "Well, are you going to continue to represent yourself?" And he was like, "Yeah." And they were asking him about how was this, representing himself doing all these negotiations. He was like, "Man, this is some grown man business right here." He's like, "You can't be all caught up in your feelings if you're going to do this." It was just funny, just the way he was just talking about the whole situation.
Because it's true, because we don't get the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Because again, it usually is between the person and the agent. The player is out on vacation somewhere, usually
Right.
while his deals get negotiated, and he'll get a phone call from the agent. So all the personal stuff is said to the agent instead of to the player.
Exactly.
We all know the teams want to, shortcut people and pay the least amount of money towards everybody. That's what they do on a normal basis, right? So yeah, but this is more personal because they're telling you what your supposed shortcomings are and why you don't deserve this amount of money and why they want to pay you this, and what you should be doing, what your stats are, and how it's totally different when you're face to face at the table. Most of us haven't been, even with our own, at work stuff. We're in there, but we're not negotiating usually what our salaries are going to be. Yeah. It's just, this is what we're going to get, or this is what you jump up to when you blah blah blah, right? So we're usually sitting down negotiating like, I need this 15, 16, whatever. That's different. Them telling you, well, your sales numbers were low last year, and according to the sales numbers were here. That's why this person got this. Why should you get this? It's different. Now, if you have somebody representing you in there, you're not hearing all that. Yeah. And that usually, because the agent's not going to leak it out normally, not going to do that. So it's different when it's you that they're talking about, and you're on Twitter, kind of on, like I said, in your feelings, talking about, yeah, this deal ain't going to happen, man. This is ridiculous, or whatever, because it's real time, and people don't get to see it. So again, I didn't see a press conference. I was hoping he came out with the purple lightsaber. That would have been perfect on Star Wars.
Oh, that would have been. I see what you did there, Hurt.
Yeah, I would have actually rooted for that, to be honest.
Ace Windu, right?
So yeah, and that would have been really cool. But I mean, he was a Jedi in his negotiations. So I'm glad he did use the power of the Force.
Yeah,
the deal that he needed to get. But it's hard to negotiate with the New Republic. I mean, it's it's when you got to get out there. It is what it is.
Hey.
It's hard to go out there and negotiate when the plan is to keep the citizens down, so to speak. So to go in there and represent yourself and use the power that you're granted. The midichlorians in him. He's got a high midichlorian. So, again, I'm rooting for him. He went to a good school. He's a smart kid. Again, he doesn't. You don't need to talk like a scholar.
Yeah.
Because there's people in this business. Anybody ever hear Puffy talk? He's a millionaire. He's doing okay because he knows, and he's a businessman.
Yeah.
He knows that he's been doing that. So I just.
But you know how people are hurt. They try to just cover. You know what I'm saying?
Because they like throwing people under the bus for whatever reason.
Right.
But that's why I have an issue with everybody wants a well-polished marble statue of a quarterback.
Yes.
And some things are rigid. Some things aren't shaped the same way. Some things are different. And it's okay.
It's okay, right. And that's why I love Lamar, because he's not this, he's like you say, he's not this polished guy. He is himself.
Yeah.
And I love it, and he doesn't hold back. He doesn't need he is authentically himself, and that's why people love him. Like people love him, man. And so
and he it's like, again, there's nothing wrong with the polished people. Yes. But if I wanted to, the only time Peyton Manning interview was exciting when he said our liquored up kids.
Yes, right.
Yo, other than that, I wouldn't want to hear him talk because this is regular, and he's funny now.
Yeah.
But during his career, it was just about team, offensive linemen. I don't want to, whatever. Give us something. I need a little bit more.
Right. That's why people don't like Russell Wilson, because he's like super polished and everything he says is polished. You know
what? I feel like that's just him. I actually do believe like that's him. I feel that's who he is. Like he's always seemed to be Mr. Positivity. Like that's that's right. Like that's just who that dude is. I think, but he's, again, it's like when and people were clowning, and this is gonna take a second. Like people were always clowning him because he wasn't, he was too polished.
Yeah.
But his world was whole different because now he's gonna compare it to a rapper, which basically how Lamar is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so it's
Lamar's
like
future.
Yeah, exactly. Lamar's future. And we got Engelbert Humperdinck over here, over in Denver. Like one of those lounge singers or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Wayne Newton. Like they were treating, Russell Wilson like he's Wayne Newton, and he's dating somebody Future dated. It's just like, why is she with Wayne Newton? Like Wayne Newton takes care of his kids. Like it's just leave Wayne Newton alone. So I had an issue when people going after him for being too clean.
Yeah.
But again, it's not a box. It's who you are.
Yeah.
And again, I just hope he succeeds.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. Like I said, I didn't watch the press conference, but I didn't know it was Thursday. But I'm just glad that a deal came together. I'm glad he's back, and I'm glad he got his money. And I hope. And the only thing I saw is that he said he wants to throw for 6,000 yards.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hope he does, because and people get on me. I defend him. I feel like I defended him more than you have almost in the past.
Yeah.
In the past couple weeks, people don't really know who he is to me. I've seen him in college. I know how strong the dude's arm is. I know he can be accurate. Who are you throwing to? Who are you? The accuracy, you know what accuracy is? Is when your receiver catches the ball. I don't think people understand that. A drop is considered an inaccurate pass. Am I correct or not? They're not sitting there. There's no, again, unless there's, it's not baseball, luckily, but there's no trajectory things where you're sitting there and they're having this, oh, look, this is 5 meters high, or this is 2 to the, it's, if he's 10 out of 19 and 7 drop passes, that doesn't go at your end of the season total. You get what I'm saying? It's like, oh, he was 10 and 19. That was terrible. But he got 7 drop passes. And people just don't look at it like that.
Right.
They look like, oh, he must have missed his receiver 9 times. No, he missed his receiver twice. But the other 7 times he dropped the ball. People don't understand it. They just want to go after. That's why I like numbers are always misleading in every sport. But people always want to use it as the gospel, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I want him to run less, throw more, and be successful. But I still want him to run. I still want him to run.
Yeah.
I just don't want him to run as much. And I want him to throw for 40 touchdowns. And losing the playoffs, because I don't want this. I can't have this team winning.
Yeah.
That'd be too much, because I ain't doing no parades, and I got to deal with the people at work. So, then Fridays are going to be a certain color. I was just still don't know why we don't have an orange day of the week. I'm still kind of upset about that. So,
I have a prediction. And did I say this on the podcast last week? The Ravens will win the Super Bowl in 2024. Did I say that?
No.
Yeah. So basically, there's a trend. And see, I know this. I'm all about numbers, but the Ravens won that first Super Bowl in the 2000 season.
So you talking about this upcoming season I won?
Yeah, no. Hold on. I'm explaining.
Oh, okay.
So the Ravens won their first Super Bowl in the 2000 season. They won their second Super Bowl in the 2012 season. So if the trend continues, every 12 years, there's a Ravens Super Bowl. So next year, during the 2024 season, the Ravens will win the Super Bowl. You heard it here first. I'm a big believer in numbers and team of destiny.
That's again. Put a guarantee on that, like you did that bet. Let's hear that. So all these people can spend their money and lose.
I'm a big believer, Hurt.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
You heard it here first. The Ravens will be Super Bowl champions next year.
All right. Let's move on to the team in town that could be champions. Let's talk about those O's, Hoing.
Yo. Let's talk about it. You see, I got my Oreo stuff on today.
Yeah, well, you always have your old stuff on, or or your Raven stuff on. So I'm glad you're representing full O's today.
Have you ever heard my song? It's called "Everywhere I Goes, I Rocks the Oreos. From my head to my toes, I rocks the Oreos," and it's the truth.
Zay Flower song is way better than that. Way better.
But it's the truth, man. Everywhere I go, I rocks the Oreos, man. From my shoes to my hat to my socks. Yo, that's just how it goes. And right now, I'm rocking the Oreos, son. You know why? Because they are the second best team in all of baseball, Hurt. All of baseball. And they're helping you out this weekend, Hurt.
Dude, listen, I'm an O's fan this weekend. Like I hope they break out a broom. They took game 1. So I'm hoping and it's crazy though. They're second best record in baseball. They're 22-10 and still 4.5 games behind Tampa.
I know, man. Look,
which is crazy.
Let me tell you how sucky the Yankees are. Yankees are in last place, which is great. But when you want the Yankees to actually win, they can't even do that for you, man. And they had a lead against the Rays last night. Of course, the Rays came back and won. But dang, great. Yankees, when I want y'all to win, y'all can't do that. And when I want y'all to lose, y'all don't do that. They suck. Yankees suck. But I am loving the fact that they're in last place. But guess what? It's going to be a battle with the O's versus the Rays next week, son. And it's going to be a doozy, Hurt. It's going to be a doozy. The battle for the best record in baseball. I'm just loving it.
No, I'm loving it too, dude. I'm excited for them, especially this weekend. All about. Listen, I don't do birds. I don't like Cardinals. I don't like Blue Jays. I don't like Ravens. I don't like whatever other bird team name that I just don't do birds. But this weekend, I'm rooting for those.
That's right. That's
rooting
right.
for those. So I hope they again. Besides 3 games in August, I hope they win all their series this season because I love when this town is excited about the baseball team. So it's just to me, it's a different town. When the O's are winning, I feel like there's more positivity just around the area. Period. Honestly, I mean, is the Ravens winning? Maybe just because more annoying to me, but it's almost I feel like people expect it to happen.
Yeah.
But with the O's because it hasn't happened or it's kind of been inconsistent. But when they do, I feel like the whole town is a buzz with it.
Yeah,
So
you're exactly right. It's like the Ravens. It's like it's expected, but it's like when the Orioles start winning, it's like like you said, just like a buzz, man. But Orioles fans, we have got to get down. We have got to show support for this team.
people aren't showing up.
No, but I'm just like we when we're home, we need more people down at the yard, y'all, because this team looks like this is going to be a special team, Hurt, and
I'm not sure I honestly thought that attendance was.
So here's the deal, and honestly, I understand. On the weekends, the yard, you'll see it on the weekends. It's a lot of people there, man. 20,000, 30,000 people, 35,000 people during the week. The attendance is low. Honestly, I understand. I don't want to go down there during the week. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think anybody wants to go anywhere during the week.
Yeah.
But guess what? The games are over in 2 hours now.
Yeah. Good point.
So if you do, but I think people need to understand, and it's hard because, and I've seen Cam Newton. I haven't watched him at all this year, but I've seen Cam Newton yards in the past on a weekday, and they can maybe feel like a high school gym. You know what I mean? Yeah. People don't show up. This team but I almost feel like I don't know what attendance is during the week anywhere. I don't know how it looks every place, but I also don't know how far or how wide people need to go to get to someplace. You know what I mean? Baltimore. Baltimore has made it easy for you to get to both stadiums. There's public transportation. There's there's the light rails. Buses, driving may be a little bit of an issue with places to park. You got to pay for parking. Sometimes you can park in the neighborhood, whatever. But these games now aren't going to last all night, so you can maybe even get home by 10:30.
Yeah.
When before you were leaving at 10:30.
Yeah.
So there's a big difference. So definitely go and support this team. It's a young team. They're excited. They're 22-10. Like it's fun. They have dudes on this team that are fun to watch. Guys who give me fantasy points. So definitely, watch this team, support the team. Like I said, the weekends, because everybody's like, oh, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm there. But, Monday games and, some day games, go have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to, since I'm going to miss the series I want to go watch, I'm definitely want to go down to Camden Yards a couple times.
Yeah, I'm going to go down there.
And I'm going to go to Aberdeen, too.
Yeah.
So I want to go.
You know what? Yeah, and that's a good point because I want to see Jackson Holiday play.
Yeah, before he moves.
Yeah, actually, that's a good move. You know what? I'm gonna look for some tickets after this podcast. What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know if you know this stat about the Orioles.
No, I won't.
But they tied a record, and they could break a record next series. But they have won every series opener to start the year.
Wow.
11 straight series openers, Joe. That's an amazing stat.
Well, I know they broke a record last month because they had 19 wins, which is the most in Orioles history.
Yeah.
So that right there just shows you how good this team has been. Yeah. There's been some really good or even great Orioles teams in the past, but 19 wins, that's nothing to, and they're continuing on into May.
Yeah.
So but good for them. Now on the other hand, let's talk about the team that's struggling.
Yeah, man. What's up?
Let's talk about the New York Metropolitans, who recently got swept by the Tigers. Luckily, we beat Colorado yesterday with a wonderful, wonderful pitching performance by our new Japanese starter, Senga, because we didn't score any runs for this dude. It was almost like a DeGrom-esque start as we won 1-0 over Colorado at home. We're 3-7 on our last 10. We've had a power outage like no other. It's like the grid went out on Con Edison in New York and it just followed us to Detroit or something. We haven't hit. We couldn't pitch. We did pitch good. Verlander actually had his first start this week. But I guess the Tigers like none of our former starters are going to beat us because they tore Scherzer up.
Damn.
And they hit back-to-back home runs off of Verlander. And they won that game 2-0. So yeah, they were not joking around. And the Tigers are terrible.
Yeah.
So but they swept us. So we back home, and we are back home for a couple of games against Colorado. But our hitting is terrible right now. So we're struggling now. We're 5 games behind the Braves. We're still in second place. Miraculously, we had the same record as the Yankees, which is funny. Who are 10 games out of first. So just imagine that we're both 17 and 16. They're 10 games, we're 5 games. And they're in last place, we're in second.
That's funny.
So I'm just kind of happy the fortunes of where we play and what we're doing, we still have a chance. But we definitely got to turn this around. So yeah, but we are it has not been pretty. But if it's not pretty here, when any other baseball news before I change, let me see.
I started to text you a clip of Mike Trout's monster home run he hit the other night.
You should. I mean, I'm cool with that. I mean, listen, when you're the second best player on your team, you need people to help you out, with these sort of things. That's funny. I was talking on the phone with, our friend Dan. He was looking at, he does DraftKings and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it was the Angels game. And I'm like, well, who's pitching? I was like, if Tony's pitching, and we were getting that whip and ERA and all that stuff. And I was like, well, when the Angels are playing, I was like, if Otani's pitching, that's going to be a win usually. I was like, not only does this dude pitch well, I got to show you Singer's ghost forkball that he threw last night. That thing was ridiculous. But I'll show you that after we finish.
Okay.
That was, dude, I've never seen anything like that. But when Otani's pitching, they're probably gonna win. And he's hitting. And Trout, just to have a guy like that on the team, like Trout, having another guy who's an MVP guy, I'm sure it helps him as well. And they, feed off each other. They actually have a winning record this year, and it's sad not to have Otani in the playoffs. So I really hope that they keep going, and they're tied with the Rangers for first place actually, with winning percentage and all that other stuff. But I really hope the Angels make it so everybody besides All-Star games can see Otani in the playoffs. Just imagine a playoff game where he's starting and hitting. Like, that would be insane. And I really believe people need to see that. So yeah. I'm definitely on the low rooting for the Angels and their star player, Shohei Ohtani. So, yeah, I think that's all for my baseball reports.
Okay.
Baseball report. Oh, and I'm glad the Cardinals are 10 and 23. That makes me happy. So. Old NL East rivalries are still there, brother.
Yeah, me and Nathan were talking about that. He was like, "Did you know?" He was like, "Did you know the Cardinals are last place?" I was like, "Right."
Yeah, and the Pirates are in first. What sort of backwards world are we in today?
Dude.
Pirates are in first. Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla and Doug Drabeck and John Candelaria and all those people, or Jeff Kent, all those people aren't there on Pittsburgh. Okay. And there's still who's there? Sid Bream. Those guys aren't there.
Sid Bream. Wow.
Yeah. So I don't even know how Pittsburgh is in first place, but they are. So how do I know these names? This is something I cannot remember what it was that I was asked to get from the grocery store, but I will remember John Candelaria and Doug Drabeck for no reason. None. Anyway, that's how my brain works. I think somebody has heard that works. Like, how do you remember all that stuff? I was like, I don't know, but I will forget your name tomorrow. That's how it works. That's how my brain works. So, but moving on to something not working. I got to go to my voice. I'm sorry. I'm so very, very sad that the best team in the NHL who had all these records and they won all these games and they were so favored and they won the President's Trophy and they went to playoffs and couldn't get out first round. Oh no. Wins. Oh, no baked beans. No baked beans. Oh, no lobster. Oh, so sorry. I'm so happy,
dude,
that Florida took them out and sent them packing home in 7 games. I'm not a fan of just the city, and I don't like anything there. I don't even like Paul Revere. I don't like nothing.
You like Paul Revere.
I don't like nothing up there, and I mean, those people were devastated. It was good to see.
Yeah.
Good to see. This again in hockey more than any other sport. I mean, we saw it in basketball this past week before as well, but which we'll talk about that in a second. But having them lose after having an historic regular season, it's the one thing to make the Stanley Cup Finals. Like it's almost like when Golden State went 7-3-9 and they lost in the first round, which they didn't do. Obviously, they went to the finals, but that would have been the equivalent of what happened here. I mean, this team, a record regular season, just dominant, and to not get out the first round is something that you're just never going to forget. Never. I mean, it's, and I just feel like, but the crazy thing is that I feel like playoff hockey that can have. I mean, this team was 65-12. They had 135 regular season points. The next closest team to 135 had 113. 113. The team they lost to had 92 regular season points. 92. And this team had 100. They were 34-4-3 at home.
So
34-4-3.
So what happened here? Like seriously, because I mean they gave up. I mean that game 6 was crazy, dude. They gave up 7 goals in that game 6. Like what happened to them?
Dude, pressure.
Mm.
Hey, pressure can either make diamonds or coal, I guess. I don't know. And it could make you or break you, and it broke them. And it broke them. And they did not. Obviously, they didn't pull through. But I mean, it was. This was one of the biggest upsets in sports to me.
Okay.
But congrats to Florida for going by. Congrats to Carolina for going through, and Carolina hopefully sweeping the Devils, because my Rangers got eliminated by the Devils. That was the Devils' first 7-game series win over the Rangers. They were 0-2 before they won 4-0 the other day. But I hope they get swept and go home. So we could be looking at a Carolina-Florida Eastern Conference Finals. So we'll see. We'll see. But I think out west, let me see. Is it Vegas? Hold on 1 second. We have the Panthers have a 2-0 lead on the Maple Leafs. The Stars have a 1-1. It's 1-1 between them and the Kraken. I just love saying the Kraken.
I know.
In their second season making the playoffs, by the way. I don't feel like that wouldn't happen in like too many other sports. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where the team in their second season of existence make a playoff.
Well, look at the Golden Knights. Their first season, they went to the finals.
Well, yeah, because they had great. They did a great job. They have great goaltending, and they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Hold on a second. What am I? Hurricanes, Devils. I'm missing somebody. Is it Colorado? Not Colorado. Oh, in Colorado. I'm sorry. Colorado losing to the Kraken, who, again, they're the defending Stanley Cup champions, losing in the first round.
I forgot Colorado won
last year. Say again?
I forgot that Colorado won last year.
Yeah, no, I didn't, because they're owned by the same guy who owns Arsenal. So,
okay.
I'm hoping that rub off. Arsenal, and we've had a great season, so I'm not even knocking. And the Golden Knights are up 1-0 over Edmonton right now in their series. So, more hockey to go, and can't wait for that. Real quick, going to soccer. The team owned by Deadpool, Wrexham United. I know they usually wouldn't be leading, or we wouldn't really be talking about them normally, but they were promoted from the National League, which is what it's called,
Okay.
to the Premier League level 2, which is level 2. There's level 1, or League 1. There's League 2, League 1, then the Championship, and then the Premier League.
Okay.
So this is their first time, I think, in either, I believe it's 5 to 15 years, I believe, that they've been this high up in the English pyramid,
Okay.
as they call it, so to speak. So this was huge. Again, having owners like they have two Hollywood guys, but guys who have ingrained themselves in the culture. Wrexham is, by the way, the oldest football team in all of the United Kingdom.
Oh wow.
So that's why they were drawn in by the history, by the town. And Wrexham is in Wales, by the way. It's not in England. It's a Welsh. It's a Welsh area.
Okay.
And they were just drawn in by, like I said, the history, the team, and the fans. And they have gone into the town, think about houses in town, and are just, with them and the locals, and really have contributed money, time, endorsements for this team to finally get promoted. They lost both their starting goalkeepers, so they brought in a retired goalkeeper from Premier League, Fraser Foster, who started for numerous teams in the Premier League, to come and help them out.
Oh, okay.
And he came out of retirement and helped push them to promotion. So yeah, it's a huge story. It's fun because of who it is that's involved, and going up to the where, it's still the League 2. It's still 4 divisions till you get to Premier League. So it takes a minute, but that's why English soccer is so much fun, and that's why I always equate it to college football, because these are small towns. These are areas. I mean, literally these towns are places where the stadium's there, and you live next to it.
Mm.
And this has gone on for hundreds of years, or so. At these grounds, so it's a tradition. It's so steeped into the culture in the area. So so next year, definitely they're going to be a step up in competition, and hopefully maybe in a certain amount of years, they would try to move that team up. I think this team gets to the championship, it'll be huge.
Okay.
Huge. But it's still time, money. It's getting players who believe, and a whole bunch of other things. So I mean, even so real quick, the championship. So championship is three teams from the Premier League get relegated to the championship, and 3 teams from the championship get promoted to the Premier League. So the way that they go about it in the championship is 2 teams automatically go through. So number 1 and 2 automatically promoted. Okay. 3, 4, 5, and 6 have a playoff.
Oh.
So So which is I love it. It's still fun. So one of those teams might be making the playoff is Luton Town FC. Luton Town FC, which seats 10,000 people, which is basically the arena at UMBC. The indoor arena. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were founded in 1885. And they may be in a championship, and their salary is less than one Man City player for the whole team.
Whoa.
So I mean, just little things like that is just so, and why people love, football, and like stories like Wrexham, because the romance is there, So yeah, it's I love it. That's why I love soccer. So
that's cool.
But they have definitely helped them out. Those 2 guys because they were there when they got promoted. Paul Rudd was there with them too when they got promoted when they won their last game.
That's
so
cool.
It was pretty cool, and they shared it with the fans, and they're sending the team to Vegas.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they're sending the whole team to Vegas to celebrate. So I can't even imagine. Just imagine You know, you're sitting there in this little town, you win, and your owner's sending you to Vegas, you and your whole team. So I wish I was there for that. 'Cause I know that's good.
Yeah,
So
that's right. No,
yeah,
it's a cool story, man. It's a cool story.
yeah, good for them. Definitely fun to watch. A lot of games today in the Premier League. They started a little bit late because they had to wait for the coronation.
Mm.
So the game started at 10 instead of as early because somebody had to get crowned. So yeah, so definitely more, a couple more games left in the season. So looking forward to that. So as they crown a champion, the NBA is moving forward to crowning a champion. As we all know, of course, some upsets. I don't know. I think we got to Milwaukee losing in the first round. They were a 1 seed.
Yeah.
AC. Now, what surprised me was them firing Budenholzer, their coach.
Yeah.
I want to get, and this is an Ask Brian question. I was taken aback by that. I mean, a team that hasn't won a chip in 50 years. Didn't they win just like 3 years ago?
Yeah.
So I was a little bit shocked that he's gone. I know they questioned how he handled the end of some of the games that they were playing. Like he didn't call timeout when he had 2 timeouts left, so on and so forth. So my question to you is, do you think it was the right call for the team to fire him, for number one? And the second part is, do you think they asked Giannis his opinion?
Oh.
So it's a 2-part question for your brother.
You would think, but maybe not, that winning the championship grants you a little bit more time. You know what I mean?
After 50 years?
Yeah, I mean, so no, my thing is no, but maybe there's just some things that more going on that we don't know. I thought Giannis and the coach had a good relationship, but now that you bring that up, maybe not. Maybe they did ask him. Maybe they did, because he's king in that town. He's king on that team, and maybe they did hurt. That's a great question, dude. I don't know how to answer that, but now that you say that, maybe they. I'm sure they did talk to him about it. Yes, they talked. Absolutely.
No.
Now that, because the more I'm thinking about this, yeah, they absolutely talked to him about it, because you cannot fire the coach without telling your star player. Like, you can't do that because you don't want to piss him off. You know what I'm saying? So yes, they absolutely had a conversation.
Yeah, unless you're one of those franchises that don't care. Like, there's certain franchises that I guess have a reputation of, we're the franchise, you're the player, we do what we want. And I don't think Milwaukee's one of those places yet.
Yeah, but Giannis, he's the dude in that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do is piss him off, and then he walks or he demands a trade. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Yeah. The NBA is a totally different animal, yo. Like, if you piss off your star player, that's not good. You got to always keep them happy. So yeah, they definitely talked to him. What do you think?
They had to have.
Yeah.
If you want to have that relationship with a player who's been transitional for or pivotal to your whole town, your whole market, really, yes. I think you had to have run it by him. Maybe you would have called him and said, hey, Giannis, we're thinking, or we have decided to let go of Coach Budenholzer. I think we need a fresh voice. We want your thoughts, but this is a decision that we want to make. Like, not really giving him a choice, but just trying to see how he feels about it.
Yeah.
You know, or not ask him, like, do you think we should get rid of him? I think it's more of because as a team, you don't want to give somebody that much power, but just saying, this is what we're probably going to do. Just want to let you know ahead of time, just get your feelings about it. And Giannis probably like, if you want to get the coach, you get the coach, whatever. But, I mean, the team had the best record in the NBA, and to be, let go. I mean, that has happened before, that has happened before. So I'm just shocked because he's actually led them to something. And if it wasn't for Jimmy Butler going out of his freaking mind, they wouldn't have been in this position. But Jimmy Butler was, he was like Denzel, he was a man on fire.
Yeah.
Like that dude was ridiculous.
Yeah, when they talk about people being in the zone, yo, that was him. Like,
Yeah,
he was in the zone.
and
Yeah.
people said, if you have their best player going off, what should you do? Put your best player on him. Why wasn't Giannis guarding him?
Mm.
You know, Giannis should have been on him like glue. That's what they did with LeBron when LeBron, who's the guard for Chicago? Oh man, because I'll never forget that the year he won the MVP. Rose,
yeah.
right? So Derrick Rose, the MVP. I remember they met in the playoffs. LeBron's a power. We don't know LeBron 6'8", whatever. You know, he's a power forward, but they said he's the best player. Hey, LeBron, get on Derrick Rose. And what happened? Cleveland moved on and Chicago went home. That's what you have to do. Hey, Jimmy was throwing stuff in the air and was coming down inside the basket.
That was crazy.
I mean, he was on. So Giannis, get on him, stop him. Period. That's what you got to do. They didn't do it. It is what it is. So
yeah.
So yeah, they let him go. But that was a surprise to me. That really was a surprise. So we still got some series, of course, going on. Last night, Philly and Boston played. Philly is down 2-1 in the series. Definitely a big game by Jalen and Tatum. Tatum struggled the last game, but he came through big this past game. Phoenix won a game finally against Denver, 2-1.
Yeah,
without Chris Paul. Chris Paul's out. He has a hamstring groin injury. They're hoping he can get back in time. But the two offensive guys came through in that game. It's still a close game, though.
Yeah.
Close game.
Yeah, Booker and Durant were great, man. Booker had 47. Durant looked like old Durant. I mean, back in the day, Durant. I mean, so, yeah, that was a great game.
That was a big game. The Lakers and the Golden State are 1-1 currently, and they're going to LA. I think they play tomorrow. And I'm missing a Knicks and Miami is 1-1, I believe.
Yeah.
And I believe they play today, and they're going back down to Miami. So out of all the series that are going on, because there's only 4 going on, which ones are you actually have you watched? Are you excited to watch, or that you just have some kind of interest
in? The ones out west. The ones out east, I don't have any. No, I take that back because I have watched a tad bit of the 76ers and the Celtics, but the ones out west are the ones I'm really interested in. Yeah, like I watched some of the Lakers and Warriors. I watched a little bit of the Denver and Suns last night. So yeah, those are the ones I'm interested in.
Yeah, Knicks, Lakers. That's it. That's all.
Yeah,
that's all I care about.
Okay. Who do you like coming out of these series, and knowing what we know now? Like, I mean, is Philly going to choke? I shouldn't say choke this, but are they really going to not win this?
I don't know. It's too. If they don't do this now, I'm talking about a coach that needs to go. I mean, I'm not trying to have anyone lose their job, but Doc would have to go.
No, it's
and then
funny.
You bring in Budenholzer as the new coach.
Oh no, it's funny because guest of the podcast, my man Seth, he's been saying that for years, man. He's like, he is not a fan of Doc at all.
No, it's weird because you never want to. I never really. I don't have nothing against the dude, but I just feel like he's a really good regular season coach.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got his one chip. One.
Yeah.
He's a really good
regular season coach. Yeah. I might have to start agreeing with him, but yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, all the series, I'm not staying up for those 10 o'clocks. I don't care who's playing. I'll find out in the morning.
Yeah, those 10 o'clocks are hard, man.
Yeah, dude. I gave up. Even I don't care if LeBron's playing at 10. I'm going to bed. Sorry.
We finally got baseball games to stop finishing.
But those West Coast start times are just.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're just terrible. But I mean, I do like the playoffs. I like the fact that all of them seem to be very competitive. I'm glad the Lakers won the first game. I still think Golden State's going to win that series. I don't want them to. I do not want them to. I still think I'm thinking Denver really seems like the better team though between Denver and Phoenix, but Denver bores me to no end.
They're just a good team.
It's remember when I know we probably had on a podcast. I don't know how much you can't stand Westbrook because I know you can't stand Westbrook. But is there anyone in basketball also more boring than Jokic? I mean, dude had 30, 17, and 17.
Dude, but did you see?
30, 17, and 17.
Yo, it's boring, but dude, he's so good, yo. Like
he's good, but I swear it looks like he needs oxygen.
Yeah, it looks like he moves in slow motion. It looks
slow motion.
Yo, his pass.
He's one of those dudes who runs a marathon, and you're like, is he going to die? But he ends up winning the marathon somehow. Like I feel like that's Jokic. Like does this dude? How does he play a whole game? Like, how?
Yo.
And so 30, cool. 17, and 17 is 30, 17, and 17.
It's crazy, man. But he's so good, Hurt. He's so good.
It's craziness, dude.
By the way, real quick, the Lakers come on tonight at 8:30.
Oh, tonight. Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So hopefully that'll help you out a little bit.
Yeah, and hopefully Anthony Davis shows the heck up today. Because he darn sure didn't show up.
According to my brother, they don't have no answer for him. They can't stop him. They won't be able to stop him. So
who?
Anthony Davis. According to Marcus, yeah.
Well, he only stops himself.
Yeah.
He's the only dude in the league that can stop himself.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that because he's so tall, he's gifted. But I feel like it's in his head. Like some games he'll come through. Like the last game, he's missing all those shots at the elbow that he usually hits. He's just missing shots.
Yeah.
Dude had like 6 points? I mean, he didn't even get double digits on him. Like he's not one of the 75 best players.
Dude, you took the words right out. Dude, I was just about to say that. Yeah.
And I still get bothered by that because he's so inconsistent.
Dude.
And there should be no way your 38-year-old teammate still better than you. Sorry, I don't care if it is LeBron. You need to be the best player on that team.
Right.
Act like it, do something.
By the way, your Knicks play today at 3:30 on ABC.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I knew there was. I swear the Lakers were. Maybe I was looking at it yesterday, but cool. Well, good. I hope Knicks, Lakers both win.
Yeah, tomorrow we get Philadelphia.
Yeah, the Lakers can win this series though. I believe if Anthony Davis plays because last game. Good.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, well, they have these next two at home, which they should be able to win because, like I said, they are horrible.
We can win something.
The Warriors are horrible on the road. So
yeah, but they won 2 at Sacramento. I know that was a different team and a younger, but going on the road in the same state is a little bit different. I mean, they literally haven't left the state.
Yeah, but they're still not at home.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're home court. You know,
it's different playing.
You know, home court.
Oh yeah. No,
you
got E40 there, and sometimes you don't. So now you got Jack, Nicholson. But it's to me, it's also different when you're playing in the same state.
Yeah.
Because I mean, your fans will still show up there. So
yeah.
That's all. It's different if you're playing in Denver or you're playing in Phoenix or, that's what may hurt them. But last game. And this is why I'm saying, and I'm not mitigating and not talking about, is this what I'm supposed to go off about Stephen A. Smith?
Huh? Dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe I was talking to somebody else. Well, let me get there. So, but last game, Klay Thompson didn't miss. Like that dude was hitting. I mean, he was literally, I saw a pass. Draymond bounced past it to him. Klay was already like this when he got the ball and just shot. Like I don't know how. I'm like, how do you? I mean, it was a bounce pass right to where he's going to shoot from. Control. It wasn't like it was just. It was one motion. Like I can't. It's hard for me to do it without the basketball in my hand.
It's like the ball was in.
Just bad. And I'm like, and it was all. I'm like, how? Like again, I know I'm not anti-Steph. But when you also have a player on your team who could score 60 at any time, and Steph could have an off night like he did, it's sort of helpful.
Yeah.
So Steph didn't have a great game, but Clay had a great game, and they won that game. So, and Steph had what, 50, not 50, but he had a good game the first game, and they lost, right?
Yeah.
So Stephen A. Smith, New York guy, but basketball guy, this week talked about if Golden State wins this series, then he may think about putting Steph on the Mount Rushmore of basketball and taking off LeBron. So, immediately I lost my mind.
But why this series? Why this series? You know what I mean? Like,
because Steph is 15-7 against LeBron in the playoffs, I guess, right? 15-7. Always had the better team, by the way. But I guess you want to do head-to-head on two guys who don't guard each other, but whatever. And I say, okay, well, let's take away the 8 that you won with Kevin Durant, right? No? I mean, and you can take away LeBron, whatever team LeBron's been on, he's always been the best player. I can't say that about Steph. Those 2 years, well, there's 3 years. So those 2 years with KD, when they won the championship, KD was the best player. He won those finals MVPs. He was the best player. They could not stop him in the finals.
No.
Now, this is where I get a little bit ticked off. The year after they won against Cleveland, right? They played Toronto in the NBA Finals, remember?
Yes.
What happened?
Excuse me, they lost.
Why did they lost, but didn't Steph play?
I don't think so, Hurt.
Steph didn't play?
Oh, no, I'm just messing with you. Steph played.
Steph played, right?
Yes.
But they lost.
But Steph didn't play her. No, look.
So what? But who didn't play that series?
I don't know.
KD was hurt.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, for that finals, KD was out and they lost. Now I know Golden State, he redeemed himself, got his first MVP and won last year. But again, it's so funny how we don't ever count Steph's losses at all. At all. At all. And it doesn't count when he has a better player on his team with him. Just in all honesty. Think of 3 better shooters that have been on the same team together than Clay, KD, and Steph in the history of life.
The truth. Paul Pierce. Ray Allen.
And who?
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Yeah, I mean shooters, not Kate. Garnett was not a shooter.
I didn't say Garnett.
Okay, well, who? What? Rondo?
I said Ray Allen and Paul Pierce.
Yeah, 2. I said 3.
I know, I couldn't think of it.
Exactly. Larry Bird did not walk through that door. Okay, he was not on those teams.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? But it's funny because we go. For those teams that won in Golden State, who did they say jump ship?
KD jump ship. Right?
KD jump ship. Not the 73-9 team that lost and recruited the best shooter in basketball to come to their team, right? Because Lord knows if LeBron did that. I just don't like when they pick their golden boys and go after people in whatever reason, and they don't count when they lose. Right? Yeah. They don't count these things. And to say Steph's 15-7 against LeBron is a joke to me because 8 of those wins are with KD. Please take KD off those teams and tell me what in the bloody hell would have happened in those two other series in the finals.
Unfortunately, we'll never know, man.
But no, we'll never know. But
like you said, but
someone who's supposedly a savant in this sport to say something as asinine, maybe A means asinine in A Smith, to say something is appalling. Maybe it's appalling. Is appalling to me. It's just seriously.
Yes,
this is what irks me. It's like, oh, let's just go after. Oh, we're going to take LeBron off for what? Really? Stop it. I get. He's the only dude that has ever lost in basketball. It seems like. So I really do.
He's a joke, man. He's a joke.
But dude, I was losing my mind when I heard that. I'm like, I was sitting there at work because I was at work. I'm like, Stephen A. says, I really was at work. I was just like, everybody, and I was looking. I was like, did he really just say this on national television? I'm like, he has to do what? I can't take off Kareem. I can't take off Bill Russell. I can't take off Michael Jordan. Now, LeBron is the second best player of all time in basketball, but I'm taking him off the Mount Rushmore. If he loses this series, really?
Why this series? That's so stupid.
Why at all?
They're not even at a finals. This is like the second round of the playoffs, but you're going to take him off because he lost to Steph in the second round of the playoffs?
Well, he's not going to, but yes, if he does, but he's not losing to Golden State.
Defending champions, by the way.
And who's on the Lakers?
Right. Hachimura.
Who's like their second best player at this point, honestly. Like Hachimura seems like a whole different player. Schroeder. D'Angelo.
Yeah, D'Angelo.
Not the singer.
Come on, man. Get the heck out of here.
I mean, come on, yo. And AD who don't show up, dude, don't show up.
Right, you just don't know what you're going to get from day to day.
No, it's like a box of chocolates. AD is like a box of chocolates. Oh, Peas and Carrots podcast.
I was telling Leslie about that idea.
Did you do the voice though?
No, I didn't do
it. Dude, like, it was Peas and Carrots. Dude, you had to just them tatted dye up. So anyway.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's just again, I just get, it's like, I feel like it's how people pick on Lamar. You pick on him only because he runs, not because he wants to run, usually because he has to. And I get tired of that, knowing that he has other skills. LeBron has brought more to the game than you will even realize. Once he's gone, you won't even understand what it is. I'm not saying Clay, or not Clay, what's his name? Steph isn't great. Steph's freaking fabulous. Steph's awesome. Watching him play is a magical thing. But he also has one of the other best shooters of all time on his team. Like, who can get hot at any moment. Which he did last game, and Steph was chilling. You don't have to, let me pass. Just imagine, I don't pass it. LeBron has to sit there and think, if I pass it, he's passing to guys like you and me, hoping they make a shot. You know, if I pass it to Clay, I'm just walking down the other end too. You know how when Steph shoots, he turns his back. Clay, he shoot. All right. I just walked out. That's all you do. I mean, because Clay's good too. Just imagine if Clay was on the Lakers. Put one player, put Clay on the Lakers and AD on Golden State. Who's better?
Golden State.
Technically. But you tell me right now, Clay's hitting shots and LeBron's getting to the basket. AD's going to give you 4 points. He's going to get into a fight with Draymond.
Right.
The Lakers win that series. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well,
it was because that's what would happen. That's what would happen. So that's my little rant. But again, basketball is perfect. Can't wait for these series to keep going and these games to be entertaining. Do you think Denver's taking that Sun series real quick?
Yeah. I think Denver's winning. I think the Lakers will win in. I think.
I would be shocked. I would be shocked if the Lakers won. I'm not going.
Oh, okay.
I would be shocked.
I think the Celtics are winning and Miami's winning.
Yeah, if the Celtics win, Rivers got to go.
Yeah.
And of course the Knicks are winning, so you're wrong about We'll see. Jimmy's giving.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm not a fan of that.
I don't dislike whoever wins the next Miami series is who I'm rooting for the next round. Anyway, honestly, so
I'm rooting for Isaiah Likely, man. So
think about it though. The Eastern Conference Finals have basically represent the best cities on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. I think that is it for today, brother. You got anything else?
Nah, man. Don't forget.
Who's pitching for the O's today?
I think Kyle Bradish is pitching. I think so.
All right, let's go, Kyle Bradish. I'm looking for a perfect no hitter or something. Either one is fine. A perfect game or a no hitter. But you don't have to do both. Really, you should just do one. So I'm perfectly fine with that. You can give up a walk and still throw a no hitter. No issue. So I'm hoping for a no hitter from Kyle Bradish. Hoping he has his Jim Palmer on today. So we'll see how it goes. And, let's go O's. And the Mets, second game against Colorado. So hopefully we can get 2 wins in a row. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in here on the podcast, the NYs to MD podcast. And, of course, we're here on StreamYard and YouTube. Subscribe and like. And, of course, we're on our socials on Facebook, IG, and the Twitter. And as well as Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts, you will find us, the NYMD podcast. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer today. I see the sun's out, so that means the gun's out. Everybody have a good weekend. Get on your bikes, go out and have fun, get in the garden, and stay safe. And we'll see you next week.
Peace out.